Hello LinkedIn, this is week 51 of my 52-week challenge to create weekly videos on LinkedIn to share career tips and advice. This week's tip is something that I do every single day at work to help make me succeed, to help make my life easier, and to help my coworkers' lives easier. This tip is simple to do. It won't take more than 5 minutes each day, but it will take that daily commitment. At the end of every workday, I type up my notes that I write down in my notebook. I type up what I've accomplished that day, as well as the current status of things I'm working on. Last week, one of the tips I shared was to always have a pen and paper on you so you can take notes. But it's not really useful for you if you write down your notes and never look at it again. If I ask you, hey, can you look up what notes you took from a meeting 2 weeks ago, are you able to find that quickly? By typing up my notes every single day in a Word document, it's organized by date and it's easy to find. I can do a control find in my Word document to look up notes from a specific meeting that I attended. In addition to typing up your notes, also include things you accomplished that day, as well as the current status of things you're working on. This has 3 main benefits. The first benefit is when it comes time for your performance review, as well, or when you have to do your self-assessment. When you have to do your performance review or self-assessment, you have to write down everything you've accomplished throughout the year. It's difficult to go through all the emails or trying to remember what you did back in January. If you do this tip every single day of writing down what you've accomplished and having it organized, it makes it a lot easier to ask for that promotion or ask for that raise. The second benefit is this daily log becomes a record of what you've done and the daily status. In my first job at Lockheed, I helped the team run a lot of different tests. So at the end of every day, I wrote down which tests I supported, what station I operated, and what was the result of that test, whether it passed or failed, and the reasons why it failed. So when a coworker asked me, do you remember that one test we ran for this one scenario about a couple months ago? Do you remember why it failed? So instead of trying to remember what happened 2 months ago, I just went in my daily log in my Word document and quickly found what the issue was. The last benefit of writing down your notes every single day and the statuses is it becomes a great training resource for whoever has to come into this group, as well as a great way of doing knowledge transfer. I'm in a leadership development job rotation program, and in my current rotation, I came in with no experience or any background at all in aerospace engineering, satellites, or in propulsion engineering. When I started, I had my notebook every single day and wrote down everything my coworker told me about aerospace, about our satellite, how our propulsion system works, and more. So at the end of each day, I typed out all of these notes and organized it by date. So before I leave my rotation, I will reorganize my notes by topic instead of date. So it's easy for someone to come in and learn about as much as they need to know. Right now, if we're doing a specific operation on a satellite, I can do a control find and can quickly get a review or refresher on what we have to do for this task. I type out my notes every single day, but I also organize them in sub-bullets. I have my regular day job as doing mission operations for the satellite program I'm supporting. I'm also in the engineering leadership development program, where there's side projects I have to work on to benefit the program as well as Lockheed. In addition, I'm also the co-chair of PAN, which is the Professional Asian American Network and Asian Employee Resource Group at Lockheed. There's a lot of things I do at work. There's a lot of responsibilities that I'm accountable for. So by separating them into sub-bullets, it's a lot more organized. So thank you for watching this week's video, and I look forward to talking to you next week for my final video of the year. For next week's video, for week 52, to close out my 52-week challenge, I'm going to share what I've accomplished this year with my videos, as well as my goals for next year. As a preview for one of my goals for next year is I'm going to continue to do weekly videos on LinkedIn, but I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to do something more like an AMA, or it's also called an Ask Me Anything. So it's up to you, the viewer, the audience, to provide questions. Ask me anything about my career, about advice, my opinion on something, or what you should do in a certain situation. So it'll be up to you guys to come up with great questions for me to answer, and I will answer them honestly and give my honest opinion or feedback. You can either comment below on this video any question you want to ask me, or you can also direct message me as well, and I'll make sure to give you a shout out for each question that I answer in my videos. So I look forward to seeing your questions. I look forward to talking to you next week for my final video of this year's 52-week challenge.